It is time to prepare to trade the best setups at the best prices. We are starting off this week very, very strong within the green. In terms of trading futures, you guys are well aware, I finally had my first loss trading futures ES this year of 2026 on Friday. In terms of my next trade after that, during the extended hours trading session, I decided to buy ES at 6537. It ended up dropping 40 points below my entry. If you watch the overall video analysis, I made it very clear. If SPY goes below 645, you're going to want to be automatically buying calls at our next level, 641, which was the exact lows. Then, once the news came out, the SPY ended up spiking over 23 plus points in the pre-market session in a single 30-minute candle. It was one of the biggest spikes in history point-wise within a single 30-minute candle. And we all ended up buying ES before the spike and then selling after the spike. We were in at 6537. It quickly went up to 700 plus. It went up over 200 points from our initial entry in a single 30-minute candle. Once it started to pull back a little bit after that, I decided to close out and sell my position for over a 120 plus point profit return on that overall trade. That was our most successful trade trading ES in the entire history of us trading ES. It was a 120 plus point move realized. It ended up going up unrealized over 200 points. I sold into the pullback, not at the exact peak. We absolutely crushed it. And then in terms of Monday, I ended up going 3 for 4 after that, trading 0 date options on SPY call options, absolutely crushing it buying call options. In terms of today, I started off my day green once again, buying SPY call options. Then I had a phenomenal trade buying SPY call options. Then I had 2 small losses into the power hour. G-Roar is back on absolutely fire, crushing it and killing it in terms of the 0 date options. He's going absolutely flawless this week. Not a single loss, all wins, nonstop winning. He absolutely crushed it with multiple 100% profit returns during the power hour trading session. So we are starting off this week very, very strong within the green with this overall bullish weekly pattern. It's pretty interesting how that works. Where Friday, I had my first loss and a bigger loss trading ES this year. And then I have my biggest win right after my first loss trading ES this year. I have my biggest win right after that, making over 100 plus points. So, yeah, losing remains a personal choice. Let's get straight into the analysis. I'm going to be going over all the trades towards the end of this video. Going to be showing you these absolutely amazing trades that you're not going to be able to find anywhere else because they're absolutely fucking insane and unreal in terms of what it is that we're doing. You know, I really don't know anybody who's like buying ES literally towards the exact lows. At 6,537, we were in literally right here. And if you would have gotten in on the pullback and bought at the best entry when SPY was trading this low, dude, in 30 minutes, this went from 6,507 all the way to 6,743. This went up over 240 points in 30 minutes. This was one of the biggest spikes in history. SPY literally went from 643 to 666, a 23 point plus spike within 30 minutes. So we absolutely crushed it, came back very, very strong. It's almost as if the red day on Friday didn't even exist because not only did we recoup what we lost, but we actually made more than what we lost literally the next trading day. So yeah, losing's a personal choice when your wins are just so fucking big and you just rarely have any red days. Of course we have losses, but typically we usually win first. And then when we win first, we scale our position size back, and the most we risk is half of our gains if we keep on trading, and by scaling our position size back, we're able to make more and more trades throughout the day, even if they're L's, and then one big win comes in, then boom, it wipes out all the previous L's as well. Not that it matters because we're still green because losing is a personal choice. If you're green on the day and the most you risk is half your gains, and if you scale your position size back, you can take more trades on the overall day. More trades means more losses, but you're not giving, more profit back. It also means more wins, but it also means bigger wins are coming, right? More trades could mean more losses, but it also means higher probabilities for bigger gains, bigger wins. That's what the market's about, situating yourself to have a system where you win big. And that's exactly what we did on ES. Like, if you guys weren't in on that move where I literally bought ES towards the exact fucking lows and held and it spiked 200 points, you genuinely missed out on one of the greatest trades of 2026. And I absolutely love how it happened after my first loss trade in ES this year. So yeah, the red day just was non-existent. I didn't I looked at my account, I was like, nothing changed. I looked at my account after the green day, I was like, oh, there's literally, it just went up. Like losing's a personal choice. So in terms of the SPY, this is what I want you to understand. Our weekly chart is currently in alignment with our bullish thesis. I made it very clear in terms of the pattern. We had, 4 weekly red slanted, 4 weekly red slanted. Next week we gap up. As you can see, next week we start to gap up, right? So in terms of the battle, you got previous support right here at 661, where SPY had a massive sell-off once it went below. And then SPY's currently gapping up in extended hours, which is a big W because we did end up swing trading calls. Yes, we did end up swing trading calls, and our calls right now are going to be actually very close to the money. We went with a 659 call strike that expires this Friday. So those are going to be green as fuck if we maintain this gap up. But anyways, we already know losing's a choice with the amount of winning that we're experiencing inside of Trader Society and Team Roar. But in terms of the overall trade on SPY, what I want you to understand is the weekly chart is maintaining bullish. The bulls really need to break above 661 to continue the bullish move to the upside, where then it starts going to fill the gap in the 670 range, right? So our key make or break level is going to be 661. That's going to be your break or retest level, right? The Bulls really need to stay above the 651 range, right? The worst thing the Bulls can do is go below 649. That's the absolute worst thing they can do. That would start to shift the trend a little bit bearish for the short term. So we are still extremely early into this week. And if you look at what the market's doing, all the market is doing is just creating the best opportunities to just buy oversold dips at break and retest levels, right? So it's continuing to maintain this bullish pattern that I brought a lot of awareness to. It's not by accident that we ended up buying ES towards the exact lows for a 200 plus point spike to the move, literally right after my first loss of the year trading ES. Not only recouping the loss, but making back more profit. There's a lot of advantages to having a system where your wins are much bigger than your losses. And, if when you're green, you can just keep on trading all day and you could just keep on losing if you want, because the most you risk is half your gains and you can just scale your position size back and not risk as much. If you're up fucking $1,000 on the day and the trades cost $50 to enter on each trade, well, if you wanted to risk half your gains, you can literally take 10 more trades and buy one contract on each trade, and they could all be losers, right? And maybe one of them is a massive 1000% gainer, right? Or maybe you take 5 trades instead of 10, so you risk $100 each trade and buy 2 contracts. Like, you guys need to understand, in this market, when you're going green every single day, losing is genuinely a personal choice. You can have so many losses in a row. Like, obviously depends on how much profit you made in your account size. But dude, this shit you could trade all fucking day. I'm telling you, when these 300%, 500%, 1000% returns start hitting, like in terms of power hour, I was already green as fuck. I started off my stream today with a massive win on SPY calls. And then I told everyone, the most I'm risking is 30% of my gains. I could enter a couple more trades. And the most I'll lose is that. And then I answered one trade, it went to zero, it didn't work out. And then I answered another trade and I just cut the loss very quick. It's like it wasn't even a loss. And then while I was doing that, after my big win on calls where I was already green enough to call it, and green enough to keep on trading and risk small gains back, G-Roar was calling puts and making multiple 100% profit returns on the puts. So literally both of the systems worked. It was fucking amazing, man. That's why I say, like, losing is genuinely a personal choice when you guys trade the way how we trade. But what I want you to understand is, the weekly chart's playing out bullish as of now. If you look at the 30-minute chart, all it's doing is bottoming at break and retest levels, right? So this is resistance, this is a breakout, this is a retest at the break and retest, bounce, bounce, right? Comes back down, bottoms here. This is resistance, right? This is the retest. This is the breakout. This is the retest. This is the breakout. This is the retest of this higher resistance. No longer over here, now higher up here. This is the retest, and now it's gapping up and pushing the fuck higher, right? Finding it very interesting on how, like, when we decided to swing trade calls, we already gapped up 5 fucking points, man. Like, dude, losing is a personal choice. We are already 100 steps ahead of everyone else. I'm sitting here saying, like, dude, the market hasn't even opened yet, and we're already green. It's like we're green in our sleep because we're putting ourselves in opportunities to make money while we're sleeping. We're green when the market's open. We're still green when we're losing because usually we start our day off green. And everybody knows if you start your day off green and you don't walk away, the most you risk, I mean, realistically, is like 30% of your gains, at most half your gains, you know? And you decide how many trades you want to make of that. You know, if you're up $500 and it's $50 a contract, right? Then, you know, if you want, you can do 5 contracts, divide that up into 5 trades, or you can do 2 or 3 trades and divide that up into 2 contracts, right? Your choice. Losing is genuinely a personal choice, you know? There's never anything wrong with really giving back some gains. Just don't go green to red and don't risk more than 30 to 50% of your profits. You know, you guys are all well aware of what it is that you're risking. Um, if anyone flips green to red this week, I would encourage you to quit trading and just walk away and just like go to a fucking casino. If you guys use the stock market as a way to gamble, I would say you're using it as the wrong tool because you can just go genuinely gamble somewhere else where that's actually like designed and set up to actually do because that's what it is. But in terms of zero day options, it's not gambling. You guys just have to know how to do it. Most people don't know how to do it, and like 98% of traders lose money doing this. That's just why I've found to be like, you know, for a lot of people, it's just a very toxic niche. They don't know what the fuck they're doing and they don't have any experience and they don't understand that this takes over a fucking decade to fucking figure out. But losing's a personal choice. So, yeah, just understand that, man. But in terms of this overall game plan, all SPY is doing is just breaking out and retesting, breaking out and retesting, breaking out and retesting. So what we need to do is one thing we can do, right? So let's go to the daily chart now. In terms of our daily chart, this is simple. We have a green, double red, green, bullish, higher support. So just to put things into perspective in terms of, you know, what is likely going on here. Um, you know, you could see there was a green, double red, green, big gap up, came down, but overall, it appears to be, you know, and this pattern looks nearly identical. So one thing I will say is this is likely going to be a gap and go opportunity. It could lose some gains. It really could. So I'm going to give you levels for puts as well. But it can definitely be more so instead of that. It could be this as well. You know, this green down, red, green down, green down, red, green down, just a lot of similarities. Next day it gaps up and strong bullish close, right? So what the daily chart is signaling is it's actually signaling that there's 2 outcomes. Now, in terms of the outcomes, the first outcome is, you know, this gaps up, this keeps going up, and then it sells off from put levels after the trend starts to form lower highs after red bearish 30-minute candlesticks confirmations come in, right? So it should be very easy to identify if that's going to occur. Regardless, it should gap and go and it should spike a bit, even if it does flip bearish. So there should be opportunities for calls early into the day. And if SPY reacts bearish at our levels and begins to reverse and begins to form lower highs, then a short-term shift in change of trend, and then the bears step in and we take advantage of those puts, right? And then the second outcome is it just gaps up and it keeps on going up for a strong overall bullish close. So what I will say is one thing that looks like it's nearly guaranteed, you know, with those 2 outcomes that I've stated, if you buy calls and you set a profit stop at our levels, you should be green, you know, because with both the outcomes, they're both signaling that bulls are going to have a gap up, bulls are going to spike it, and it could potentially pull back, but it could also potentially close strong. So, in terms of where there's some uncertainty if it's going to close strong or is it going to flip bearish and start to go back down to fill the gap. In terms of what is certain, it's going to gap up, it's going to spike, it's going to run, and then it's either going to close strong or it's going to give back a lot of gains, start to come back down to fill the gap, right? So, Now that you know the two potential outcomes, you now know the smartest thing you can do is buy call options because either way, calls are going to print. And you also know that, you know, when SPY's approaching levels for puts, if it's reacting bearish and confirmed bearish and forming lower highs and beginning to reverse, then you start to see and know that it's more likely to be that outcome of where it starts to get back some gains. But if all SPY is doing is reacting bullish, breaking above bearish levels, breaking out and retesting, forming green bullish 30-minute candlestick patterns instead of the red and the lower highs and the reversal, then you start to know, right, that it's going to be the bullish close, right? So that's what I would say about the daily chart. Now, one thing that you need to be aware of is the weekly chart is signaling that SPY is maintaining the bullish momentum pattern. Obviously, we're in a very high volatile market and things can flip and change very quickly. But just one thing to keep note of heading into tomorrow, it's still favoring the bulls in terms of the weekly trend. But this is where it can get a little bit tricky in terms of timing because we're still considered early into the week. So even though the weekly chart is bullish, it could still be that potential outcome where if SPY reacts bearish at the bearish levels and begins to reverse and begins to form lower highs, then it's going to start to sell off and close weak, right? But just understand, once the weekly chart pattern kicks in and activates, the bulls will show up, right? But if it reacts bearish at the levels heading into tomorrow, then it's less likely to show up tomorrow and it's still early into the week, meaning since we're still early into the week, realistically, you know, it puts bulls in a situation where this could pull back and come back down to fill the gap below, just in terms of timing, right? Um, but you don't blindly go off of that. That's just something to keep it note of. The same way how I brought awareness to you know, the overall week is considered bullish, but we're still early into the week, meaning since we're just so early into the week, realistically, there could be a pullback after a gap up because we have plenty of time to spike and plenty of time to fucking recover, dude. Like if SPY is spiking 23 points in a 30-minute fucking candle, you know, we can easily have one bearish day after it gaps up and then flips super bullish and close strong into the week, right? Something to be aware of, right? How it's not just a bullish overall week, but there could be a pullback if it reacts bearish and is confirmed bearish at the bearish levels, right? So now that you understand both sides of the coin, and we're gonna dive deeper and understand what you need to look for and how to determine and confirm this, right? So if there's one thing we all know right now, we all need to be going long. We all need to be swing trading calls like we did. We literally swing traded calls and SPY's already gapping up fucking 6 fucking points. Losing's a personal choice. So with that being said, you know, in terms of what it appears that SPY is doing, I would say it looks like this. It looks bullish as fuck going off the 30-minute pattern. Now, the key here is we need a break above 661. That's the fucking key. So, in terms of what the fuck is actually happening, um, you know, it's signaling spike. It's signaling the best thing we can do is buy a dip. SPY gaps up, we buy the motherfucking dips, we sell the rips, we cash the fuck out. Not that we have to, but if we choose to keep on trading, then the most we get back is half your gains. If you guys are up $100 on the day and you risk more than $50, I would tell you to quit. You know, like making $100 a day in terms of a start as a trader, like that's good. If you guys have like smaller accounts, you're trading with 5 grand, 10 grand, like $100 a day is good. But if you risk fucking 50 of that, more than 50 of that, I would say you're a fucking degenerate, dude. Like going from $100 to then back to 50 or back to zero or back to red, shit don't make no sense. So once you start hitting like, fucking 3 digits, 4 digits, 5 digits, you stay around those numbers. Don't fluctuate back. If you're consistently making a grand, then you're staying within the 4 digit realm, right? If you're consistently making $100, then you're staying in the 3 digit realm. Don't drop back down to the next realm. Don't go to fucking double digits. If you're in 4 fucking digits, don't go to fucking, fucking 3 digits. Like, guys, do not go fucking backwards when you're already going forward to the next level, right? So, in terms of what the fuck this actually is, we have a spike, we have a sharp sell off, we have a bullish recovery, we have a retest of previous resistance, and then we have a strong breakout. So one of the patterns that I want you to focus on heading into tomorrow is March 3rd up until March 4th, right? Focus on this price action. As you can see, it's very similar. We have a spike, we have a sharp sell off, we have another spike, followed by a slanted sell off, some crunch, some V's, some U's, starting to climb back up, starting to climb back up. V's, U's, breaks out, right? I've seen this before, and typically how something like this plays out, I would be in fairly shock if SPY didn't go to 670, this week. I think we're on track to go to 670 plus. If you look at the weekly chart, the fucking sky is the fucking limit, man. If you just look right here, this shit went from 661 all the way to 684. This shit spiked 23 points. So in terms of the lows was at 650. If it spikes 23 points, we're looking at 670s, right? And there is a gap that is waiting to fill above at 670 on the overall SPY. As you can see right here, we have a gap that's waiting to fill at 670, right? Once we start breaking above and reacting bullish 661, then we go into the 667 realm. Once we go above that, then we go into the 670 zone. So in terms of the next pattern that I want you to be aware of, right? Now that we already went over that one, this would be the next one. So in terms of this situation, take a look, gap down, sell off, gap down, sell off, VU, VU, massive spike, crunch, spike, flush, right? So that's actually another single of that outcome I was telling you about, how like the best thing you can do tomorrow is to look to buy a dip and then sell the rip. And then from there, it's either going to give back its gains and close weak, or it's going to close strong, right? So the other outcome would be just something like this. Regardless, you just need to buy a dip. You need to look for a morning dip, get in on a dip towards our levels. I'll give you the levels, sell into the rip, and then give it some time to play out. Wait till middle of the day, end of the day on the overall close, and then take advantage of into the closing move. Closing moves reacts bullish, you go bullish. Closing move reacts bearish, you go bearish, right? That's the other outcome. It has the dip, big spike, big breakout, and then flushes middle of the day to close, right? That's the other potential outcome. If not, then it just kind of closes strong towards the highs, right? Give it some time to play out for that closing move, and I'm going to give you information to determine and confirm how to do that. But the longer you wait for something to develop and you're patient with it, the more it's confirmed. Wait for the story to begin to unfold instead of just getting in on the first fucking page, you know? So, you know, another pattern I want you to focus on heading into tomorrow is March 8th up until March 10th. I want you to focus on that price action too, right? Now that I disclosed to you the two patterns that, look extremely similar, this is what I want you to focus on. Let's get into the levels, right? So what I'm going to do now is we're going to get straight into the levels. So in terms of our newly updated levels, um, I'm going to quickly clear out all of this shit. And like I said, from my experience, I remember, man, when something like this happened the same week, SPY just went above this wick. So it looks like it's going to go above 670 this week. It's not by fucking accident that we bought ES at the lows and swing traded it and sold towards the peak. It's not by fucking accident that we swing traded calls into the dip today and now SPY's gapping up 5 fucking points and we're set for the rest of our fucking life, right? So, anyways, this is what you need to focus on. If you guys want to win heading into tomorrow, the number one focus needs to be making a quick trade on calls early into the day. Obviously if it has a crazy ass fucking gap up, then wait for the dip. But look, these are going to be our levels, right? So this is a very important level. This right here, this 661. As you can see, this is major resistance at 661. This is a break and retest level. You can see the SPY had support here for an hour. It cracked, never really retested. During extended hours, it did retest, not during normal trading hours. So, it's normal to have a successful break and retest when it's an overreaction. This was clearly an overreaction where SPY went from 661 all the way down to 651, you know, fucking 10-point drop there. And then it spiked right back up and sold off again. And now it's pushing back up, right? So the point being is, once you see this, this is when you're going to want to buy the breakout. So this is going to be our breakout play, right? This is our main breakout level. Once you see we're starting to break above 661, go into the 662s, form higher support, react bullish, consolidating, holding, reacting bullish, staying above 661, what you're going to want to do is look for bullish confirmations, green, red, green, green, double red, green, green bullish pins, green bullish floors. Look for any bullish pattern throughout the past 30 fucking days on the 30-minute chart where the SPY had a successful breakout, right? Where the SPY reacted extremely bullish. Green, red, green, wick to test above, wicks to test above, breakout. Just look for any continuation of a breakout. Green, red, green, green, red, green, breakout. Nothing but green bullish 30-minute breakout candles, right? I want you to look for that to be occurring when we go above 661, because once we begin to go above that, there's going to be a massive play for calls to ride SPY back all the way up into the next level above 661. As you can see, you know, 66250 is just too low, so it's really towards 665 to 667 range, right? So mark my words, that's going to be one of the biggest breakout plays of the entire week. And that's the number one breakout play of the entire week. Like I said, we have our reasons for swing trading calls because we're well aware that it's already destined to fucking break out. So we might as well get in while it's still in fucking low to sub 650s, right? And this shit already gapped up 5 fucking points from our swing trade, making losing a personal choice. So that is one of the number one trade ideas I have for you. Now, in terms of my other trade ideas for calls, it's to buy dips, right? So again, don't blindly buy into the breakout. Wait for it to break out. Wait for it to react bullish. Wait for continuation. Wait for consolidation. Wait for formation. Wait for break and retest. Wait for high support. Wait for the bullish signals, and then just get in on that fucker when it's starting to go off and react bullish, because the next level is all the way towards 667 to 665, right? And the breakout level is at 661. So if you see that reacting bullish in between 661 to 66250 to 663, you got to get in because it's going to have a very nice spike to the upside, right? Now, let's discuss our oversold dip buying opportunities for calls. So we went over the breakout level where we're interested in buying the breakout once it's confirmed. Now we need to discuss the oversold dip buying levels, right? So I will say it will be fairly unusual if it quickly dropped back to this level, which is going to be the previous closing price, 653. As you can see, this was previous resistance right here. Then we had the breakout, then we had the retest, then we had the breakout, then we had the retest. As you can see, this level is like the glitch in the fucking matrix. You know, you got all these bullish fucking bottom fucking wicks glitching and gapping up to the fucking upside. So that would be one of your best levels to be buying calls this week if it even fucking goes back there. Basically towards the exact level where we decided to swing trade calls before it gapped up 5 fucking points. Um, so yeah, that is going to be one of your best levels. It's not the most realistic level. Now, if shit hit the fan and we did go below 650, your next best levels for calls are going to be right here into this week, 648, 646, and your absolute best and lowest, 644 and 641 again, right? For something like that to occur, the least likely outcome would have to happen. There'd have to be a strong break of trend. We'd have to flush under 650, react bearish, and then sell off here. And if that does occur, you're looking for calls at these range, which are best range here, right? But keeping the focus on tomorrow and the most likely outcomes, you know, these would be your levels to really eye for that dip. I would say your best, most realistic level to get in on calls tomorrow would be right here, 655s, right? So this is a very strong break and retest level, and this is what makes this interesting in terms of pattern recognition. As you can see, this red candlestick looks identical to this red candlestick. Once we had a breakout and retested this previous red candlestick, it started to go up, right? So we now have this same red candlestick here with a massive gap up. So once we drop back down here, we're going to want to be buying calls towards 655 to 654.50, right? So our best call levels heading into tomorrow, we have our oversold dip, which could be the exact lows, which is actually going to be right here, 655, right? And then we have our breakout level right here, and then our profit target right here, right? So this is going to be your breakout play for those of you like buying the breakouts. This is going to be your oversold dip buy and play for those of you like to buy the dips and buy the trend reversals, right? um you know, this is a nice level to keep an eye on as well. 653, right? That would be the gap close reversal level. So these are our oversold zone for calls. Very interested in 655. I would go as far as to say that it's like an automation level to just get in and set profit stops and not flip red. And then this is your breakout level. That's the best game plan within the market. I would say if you use my information, you should be green. You should be able to look in the mirror and understand that, you know, losing is a personal choice, and you can be consistently green every single week. You know, every once in a while there could be a red day, but dude, the wins are always bigger than the losses. Like, I try to tell people, you have to focus on adding to the winners, and we don't add to losers. Like, you should have saw what I did on stream today. It was genius. I had a big win on calls. It was over 100% plus. My runners, I sold it nearly 200% plus. And then I told people, like, if I keep on trading, the most I'm gonna risk is like 30% of my gains. I made another trade. It went straight to zero. It didn't work out. And it was a very small loss considering what I made, because I didn't risk a lot and I scaled my position back and I didn't add to my losers. And then I had another trade after that. And on that one, I just cut the loss quickly. I didn't even hold it to zero. I didn't like how things were reacting, and I cut the loss quickly. And then Giro was on the opposite side of that trade, and he fucking ran up multiple 100% profit returns. So everything just worked out. My system worked. Um, you know, both of the systems worked. Both of them were profitable. Everybody was fucking winning, man. Like, that's what happens when you win and you're green. And if you choose to keep on trading and you understand, like, okay, this is the most I'm gonna risk, 30%, 50% of my gains. And then you have to divide that and decide of, okay, how many contracts can I buy per each trade? How many trades can I make with the amount of contracts in each trade, right? For me, typically, I'll just make sure that 30% of my gains is like 3 or 4 trades. That's what I'll usually do, you know? So if I'm risking 30% of my profits, I'll make sure that I can at least make 3 to 4 trades, you know? It's very unusual that I'm making more than that. We have our rare days where, like, you know, Roar's making fucking 10 trades in a single day. Those are more rare days, but realistically, it ranges from like, you know, 3, 4, 5 trades, right? But some days it's fucking 10 to 12. Those are more the rare days. But yeah, man, it looks like our swing is good. For those of you who are in ES as well, shout out to you motherfuckers who are in ES, dude. We've been buying ES towards the lows. I made the video. I told everyone to buy fucking ES. And literally, it's not like shit, man. It's unlimited fucking winning and unlimited fucking printing, dude. That was the easiest trade of the year. Literally, after my first loss on ES, I ended up having my biggest win on ES, and it was actually the easiest win I've ever fucking experienced on ES. The shit just went up 200 points in 30 fucking minutes. It was like the easiest trade to be on. Like, imagine not going long when SPY spikes 23 points in 30 minutes. Imagine being a fucking degenerate and missing out on that fucking play. A 23-point spike in 30 minutes. How could someone go red if they just bought before or in between that spike? Like, it just doesn't make sense, you know? Like, with the way we trade, I just genuinely don't understand how someone could be red. Like, if we're going long before this, right around here, in this 30-minute spike, it just goes straight the fuck up. How could someone be red? Like, did they decide to go long, like, all the way at the peak and then sell into the drop where we sold from when we were buying right here towards the fucking lows? Like, dude, ES went up 250 points in 30 minutes. You guys need to have some perspective and understand, like, if something goes up 250 points in 30 minutes and then drops like 50 points quickly from the highs, are you that shit of a trader or just that much of a degenerate to not be able to make profit within that move? Like, what did you guys buy the exact peak? I just don't understand. Like, dude, we were in before the spike because we're fucking smart. We know how to buy low and sell high. Like, we're all well aware. Good things happen when the market's low. Bad things happen when the market's fucking high. You know, good news tends to come out when the market's lows. Bad news tends to come out when the market's fucking at highs. It's not by accident that the market just doesn't go straight to fucking zero. At some point, some sort of good news, something good happens, something comes in and fucking saves the shit. But obviously at the peaks, the market needs pullbacks temporarily, right? Which is why I said $600 is gonna happen this year, and we already hit 6 fucking 41, right? So the motherfuckers who bought leap puts banked on that idea as well. But our trades are in another fucking realm, dude. Like nobody, like, look, I'm gonna show you the trades now that you guys have the best fucking game plan, and that's the game plan in terms of your levels for puts. Look, if the market reacts bearish at 665 to 667, you need to get in on puts. Those are phenomenal levels for puts. So the profit target for calls are levels for puts. It could potentially drop first at 663 for a quick scalp on puts, something to keep note of. And then we have the gap at 670, your next best level for puts, right? So puts, quick scalp on puts up here if it reacts bearish at 663, and then calls, right? And then you guys know if shit hits the fan and we go below 650, then calls at our lower levels, right? So I gave you the game plan. I would like to think that everyone should be green using this game plan if they just listen to what the fuck I said. I don't expect them to win as big as we do and trade as well as we do because we're creating the plans and we have decades of fucking experience. But look, I'll show you guys the trades. I did post a video on Monday when I had my biggest winning trade of ES for the year after I experienced my first loss on ES. I decided to just go out and fucking do whatever the fuck I want and just celebrate and just like live and enjoy life. On like one of the biggest green days we have 2026. I just love how it came like right after the loss. Like for the people who don't ride with us, like good, miss out on the best shit then. But anyways, it was fucking amazing, man. But yeah, I didn't post a video. I tend to do that. Like on my biggest green days, I usually don't post. I just completely I don't even like think about it. Right? I'm just like, wow, that was fucking amazing. Like on my biggest green days, I usually don't even want people to see them. Like I really don't. Like if they weren't there for that, then fuck them. We gave them the opportunity to join. They could see the red days and think we're fucking shit or whatever the fuck. Who gives a fuck? So anyways, you know, they could see the red days because there's so many very few red days. Green days we have them all the time. It's like like if I have a big green day, who gives like I'm out. Like that's it. We fucking crushed the shit. You should have been on the group. 6537, 6:18 p.m. Right. So on Sunday, when the average household was eating dinner, preparing to sleep, um, wake up the next day, kids go to school, normal life, right? Shit's amazing, right? We were buying ES at 6537, right? When most people were just eating dinner. And in terms of this trade, if we put things into fucking perspective, you're gonna see that this is why we're the absolute fucking best because we put ourselves in the most massive, biggest winning situations. And it literally came right after my loss on ES, man. Like, oh my gosh, I had so many people talking shit about how I lost on ES after like fucking the most insane win streak I've ever fucking had of 3 months straight winning on it with the biggest of fucking gains. And then right after that, I had my biggest win on ES. It's pretty interesting how that works. So yeah, I love the echoes. I love the echoes of the silence and just what people are saying all this shit. Like it's interesting. Like, oh, red day, oh, bigger green day, oh, the red day can't stand next to the green day. It's like it's almost as if the red doesn't exist. Like one loss is 1 foot tall, one win is 10 feet tall. Does it really hold anything over? Does it really stand next to me? Does it really hold any power or anything? Like, no. It's like, is it even there? Does it even exist? It's just temporary. It just fucking fades away. Who gives a fuck? Um, but yeah, like I said, I was busy on Friday posting my loss. On Monday, I didn't post our biggest wins. I'm doing an amazing job. I'm well aware. I'm doing the absolute best of running this group. I really am. So I bought ES at 6537, right? So if you go to E fucking S, you're gonna see that we nearly bought the lows. If you watch the game plan, I said if SPY goes below 645 to buy it at 641. So I bought ES around the fuck here, whatever the fuck that means. It dropped, we held in 30 minutes, it spiked 250 points. We were right about the trade. It worked out, you know. it was pretty fucking obvious. If you guys like used your brain and shit, you all would have been in on this. If you weren't in on it when we were in on it, I just don't understand how if ES spikes 250 points in 30 minutes, or if SPY goes up 23 points in 30 minutes, how could someone not eventually catch on to that and make some money? Like, I just don't get it. I really don't. Like, are people just that asleep? Like, we get it. We're making money when people are fucking like having dinner with families and getting ready to fucking like, put kids to fucking, tuck their kids into fucking bed and fucking sleep and in school the next day, whatever the fuck, right? But like, dude, we're over here fucking printing. Like, who gives a shit about, like, we're here to fucking print. Like, we're not here to fuck around and live normal lives. We're here to do whatever the fuck we want to do. And part of that mission is to make a fuck ton of money, you know? So that's what we did. We bought ES while everyone was fucking around, and then while everyone was sleeping, we sold ES. You know, it's pretty fucking crazy. During dinner time, we bought ES, and then the biggest spike in history when people were still sleeping, this occurred at 6 a.m. Think about that. People were still asleep at 6 a.m. and they missed out on the biggest spike in history, point wise, in 30 minutes on ES and on SPY, dude. Like, that's unfucking real, man. Like, what do you guys like? Do you guys understand? Like, the stock market is like a war. Like, you get that, right? Like, the stock market is like war, and war doesn't fucking sleep. That shit could happen at any fucking hour, any fucking minute. But for some reason, degenerates want to think that they're actually trading or participating in the market, but they're fucking asleep. They're doing chores, trying to maintain their fucking life, you know, that they're fucking enslaved to, or they're just fucking sleeping. That's why I don't get why people 9 to 5s trade. I'm like, dude, 9 to 5, they're chained to their fucking job. Families, they're chained to their fucking people in their fucking family. Like, dude, trading is about being free. Trading is a very fucking like self fucking selective fucking pursuit. This shit is about literally going all in on yourself and your trading abilities and then taking whoever wants to come along with you on that journey to the fucking top with you. And not everyone's coming to the fucking top because not everyone's built for this shit. It's a very fucking journey. Um, some people in the world, they're not even built for trading. Some people rely on groups, rely on families, rely on communities. Like, dude, with trading, it's all fucking you. That's what this shit comes down to. No matter what group, no matter what community, no matter what the fuck you're involved in terms of trading, it all comes down to you. It's like it's literally all fucking you. And not a lot of things are like that. You have to be fully reliant on yourself and on your fucking abilities and nobody or nothing fucking else. So Spy Spike 24 points in 30 minutes. Absolutely unreal move. So I bought ES at 6,537. Ended up selling that at 6,663, you know. So in terms of that trade, we made like 120 fucking 124 points, whatever the fuck that is. It's like who gives a shit? We banked. We made more than anyone made in fucking existence trading ES. You guys can't name another trader on ES who made over 100 points on that fucking move. We didn't sell the exact peak, but we did a good job of selling into the pullback. It did go lower within time. And then after that, it was just more wins. This was on Monday, man. Monday was one of my biggest green days of 2026. I had 3 massive wins on options. I had my biggest win on ES. I didn't even post a video. That's how big the wins were. The wins were so fucking big. It's like, dude, I kind of like I forgot this channel existed for a second. I really did. But on the red days, oh my gosh, I always make sure I show up. I know how people are on the red days. They're gonna bitch, they're gonna whine, they're gonna complain. I will always make sure I will show up on the red days. I'll always make sure that I come on here and I tell you guys, like, guys, look, like, we're shit. We had a red day. Everything hit the fan. It doesn't always work. See, we have red, but on the biggest green days, I'm just gonna disappear. I'm just gonna disappear, and I'm not gonna tell anyone. That's what I'm gonna do. So, for those who are in the group, they get to see how everything unfolds. They get to see the actual real fucking, they get to see the fucking, they get to experience this in real fucking time and they get to see the results in real fucking time. They don't have to wait for shit. So, 658 calls for 232 cents. Um, you know, added, tripled the position size. Another trade, 659 calls, 232 cents, buying calls early in the motherfucking morning. Who's in calls, who's green. So SPY had a massive fucking spike. Everybody was green, everybody was printing. By the way, shout out to the person on my live stream who said they made a $3,600 profit following my trade. Because I actually noticed when I was winning, there wasn't a lot of talking going on, but someone said they made like $3,600. And then when I told people the most that I'm gonna risk is 30% of my gains, and then I had a loss, everybody started talking shit. And I was like, oh fuck, ain't that some shit? It's like when you're winning and you're at the top, everybody's silent and there's not much to say. But when you're losing, everybody gets loud and there's something to say. It's like, dude, I am literally in the most toxic fucking niche to ever exist. Like, you guys have no idea how toxic like zero date options is because like people don't know how to trade them, dude. There's no education in this field. Like, nobody's educated in this fucking field. There's not a lot of education in it. It's a slept on fucking niche, and 98% of traders lose trading this, man. So man, like I just like that's why like I have no sympathy or anything for fucking losers. Like I'm just like, dude, if you're a degenerate, just get the fuck out. Like if you can't understand simple basic math and risk management, like because I'm just like aware of how toxic the niche is. Like I'm in a very toxic field and like I see that and I see like a lot of people lose money, but there is actually people who are consistently making money doing this like we are. Like losing is genuinely a personal choice, man. But that's why I say like if people are just losing, then just don't trade. Just get the fuck off. Like what do you like just stop trading. Like it is what it is. We win, we print nonstop. But we killed it. SPY had a massive spike. We killed it. That was two massive W's that I tripled my position on. And then 664 calls, this didn't work out. So we start our days off green. And then if we choose to keep on trading, the most we risk is like 30% of our gains, 50% max, right? And I wouldn't recommend most people to risk more than 30%, right? So like I said, if you're up $600, if you want to make three more trades, you can risk like, $100 each trade. You can risk one contract each trade, right? Make fucking three trades max if you're gonna risk half. Like you guys get what the fuck I'm saying. Do not be a degenerate. When you're already green, losing is a choice because you're green for the day. So that means you walk away. If you choose to stay, the most you risk is half your gains. You decide how much you want to risk. You decide how many trades you can divide half of your profits in. And we all know the prices of the contract. So this is what I say like, it doesn't matter if there's losses. We're already green. We already won. In a way, it's like we already chose to walk away. There's absolutely no difference if I give back 30% of my profits versus keep them. Because on the days I give it back, guess what? The days I don't and the days I win and I'm right by continuing the trade, it's going to be more than the 30% that I've given back. And we're always right more than fucking wrong. And the wins are always bigger than the fucking losses. You can sit here and give back gains nonstop. And then all of a sudden, 1,000% trade hits. And then you add to the winners and double to triple the gains. We're completely well aware that some people with small accounts, they don't have the ability to just keep on going and keep on trading. But for those of you who actually have some money to fucking trade with, dude, you can sit here and fucking print all fucking day. It's literally just a time and numbers game. Like ES, I had a nice loss on ES on Friday, and then on Monday I had my biggest win in history trading ES, and I didn't post a video you know so it's just interesting how that works. Like that's just how I've always been. On my most successful days, I look back at my life and I actually realized that after my success occurred, all I did was just fucking focus on me and fucking vanish. I didn't really talk to anyone. I didn't post a video or any fucking thing. I just fucking did what the fuck I wanted to do and didn't think about fucking shit. You know? Like losing is a personal choice. Like it really is, guys. You need to win 24/7. You need to understand, man. Wars going on, people are losing money, people are red, but some people are winning 24 fucking 7. Some people are up so fucking much that they realize, you know, when they have a small drop, the floor is so fucking high, they just ricochet right the fuck back up. Like it gets to a point where the fall is just no longer what it used to be. Like some people are so rich, they can lose so much fucking money and it won't even touch them. Like there's levels to the game. It gets to the point you can lose a fuck ton. It doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't matter. Um, so yeah, after that small loss, we had a 658 call at 163 cents. added at 144 cents. And then as you can see, I just kept on adding to the trade, added at fucking 118 cents, added at 84 cents, sold at 189 cents. Another massive fucking win, quadrupling the position size. In terms of today, I started off with a win just like yesterday. Everybody knows when you start off with a win, if you go green to red, I would tell you to just start off with a lose because you're already a fucking loser, you know? There's no reason to start off green and then flip red. You might as well just start off red and then try to go green if you're going to do it that way. You know? Like, guys, perspective. If you go green to red, you're a fucking degenerate. You might as well go red first and then flip to green. At least then you wouldn't be a degenerate. But dude, if you go fucking green to red, you're the most maximum fucking degenerate to ever exist in the fucking market. You know? Like if you guys go to a club and they give you a little stamp, right? Like some of the clubs they give you like a little stamp that says some words on it, right? Instead of a wristband, you might as well tell those motherfuckers that, this is wrong. Like, you guys need to make sure, like, when you give me a stamp, that this shit says degenerate. That's what you might as well tell those motherfuckers if you're going green to red. You might as well correct yourself. You might as well be like, this is wrong. I was supposed to get the one that says degenerate, right? Like, tell the people at the club that. That's what I recommend. Like, if you guys are going green to red, you go to the club, they give you a little bit stamp, and the stamp, it will say some shit on it, right? Just tell them that it needs to say degenerate. Like you guys need to represent who you are. Don't misrepresent yourselves. Like you guys need to be proud of what the fuck you are and then work on changing that. So if you're a degenerate, you could be proud about it, but just work on, like, after you admit it and you're aware of it, um, work on the right direction of moving forward and changing. But without the awareness and just accepting it and just having a moment, like, yeah, yeah, I've lived that life. I'm proud of it. Like it's time to move the fuck on and level up, guys. I want to see green every single day. I really do. If we're starting every day all fucking green, I don't want to see anyone red. If they traded the system, they should be green. So I bought these calls at 237 cents. I sold at 270 cents. Had a nice little win there, a nice little scalp. Losing's a choice. Everybody banked on it, man. I looked at my live stream. I saw 1 out of 100 say they made $3,800, and then I saw a couple people talking shit when I had an L, and I'm sitting here saying, dude, being a degenerate is a choice. Not making money is a choice. Being red is a choice. Like, man, there really is two sides to the equation. Like, there's never no all good. There's always bad. There's always hate. There's always shit. And I'm sitting there saying, like, oh my gosh, it's a good thing I'm in a secured private fucking network, not around some fucking low life fucking bullshit, dude. Like, if I have people telling me they're making thousands of dollars, and then I have other people telling me, you're shit, you should quit, you suck, fuck off. I'm sitting there, I'm saying, dude, if I just get more of the motherfuckers who are making thousands, I built the largest fucking secure private organization in the community, and those motherfuckers can't even stand up to us. They're gonna look so fucking small trying to stand next to us because they're all just hating losing money. And then I have a large group of people making a fuck ton of money. So like I said, man, I'm just interested in surrounding myself with the people who win. If you guys aren't winning, if you guys aren't making money, I always encourage you guys to leave the group, cancel the group. I do not want to be surrounded by losers. I don't want to be surrounded by people who are losing money. I don't want to be surrounded by haters. I don't want to be surrounded by people who are going red. 98% of people lose, but at the end of the day, there's a fuck ton of people telling us that they're making thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars. So I'm just trying to focus on, leveling those motherfuckers up. If you guys ain't fucking green and you're all going red, you're all losing money, you're all bitching, whining, complaining, hating, then I would encourage you to just go fuck off. That's what I would encourage you to do. There's another place for you to be. It's just not in our fucking realm. Losing's a choice, canceling a subscription is a choice. It's all a fucking choice. So then we had the swing trade at 6:59 calls. Those went in the money during extended fucking hours. Now they're barely out of the money. Losing's a fucking choice. Then this was the trade on stream. Oh my goodness, man. We had a banner on stream. We had first trade of the stream, 655 calls. Someone said they made $3,800. And then after that, it was just nothing but hate comments. When I was winning, everyone was quiet. And then a couple people said they made some money, right? A fuck ton more people made money. They just didn't say anything. And then I had a loss, and everybody started spazzing the fuck out, and people were all fucking freaking the fuck out and telling me to quit. I was like, wow, these are just like, man, I'm looking at zero day options and I'm saying, dude, it's so easy to make money because most of the people who are in this niche, they're all fucking degenerates. They're like emotional fucking degenerates who are all losing money. I'm sitting here saying, dude, it's never been easier to be at the top when you're trading against a bunch of emotional degenerate fucking gamblers because that's what they are. They think we're the gamblers. All we're doing is winning consistently big, and our wins always outweigh our losses, and we add to the wins. And when we keep on trading, we make sure the most we risk is 30 to 50% of our gains. I could sit there on that stream, have start off with one big win like I did, and then I could proceed to have five losses in a row. And people will say, "Oh, you're shit. You're gambling. You don't know what you're doing." I'm sitting here saying, "Dude, like, do you guys understand? One big win, you're green enough to walk away. If you choose to stay, you risk 30% of your gains. And then some sessions, there's going to be some L's after that. Other sessions, there's going to be a 1000% trade, and then everybody's going to shut the fuck up and understand why the fuck we're still trading. But regardless of the result, we're still green on the day. You know, if you're up $1,000 and you give back $300, is that some sort of life-changing difference? If you're up fucking $10,000 and you give back $3,000, is that some sort of life-changing difference? And then all of a sudden, out of fuck knows where, you put a couple grand into fucking, you put 2 grand into SPX, and then it turns into 20 grand, and then all of a sudden, all those fucking, you know, giving back profits are all fucking green now because you kept on sticking with the process. Losing's a fucking choice. So 658 calls, 77 cents. You know, sold that at 129 cents, nearly 100% plus. Yes, winning, community, amazing. I love to see it. I love to see people winning. That's what I love to see, man. People losing, I don't enjoy seeing it. Like I said, I would encourage them to all just quit and fuck off. I could give a fuck. The hate, the people losing money, whatever. Like, dude, people just need to learn to fuck off. Like, they really need to learn to just fuck off. Like, nobody gives a fuck. We win 24 fucking 7, regardless of what the fuck happens. Oh, I had a loss on ES. All right, my next trade on ES was bigger than the loss. Yeah, a 250 point spike in 30 minutes doesn't stand next to my loss before, there's no level of fucking comparison. The wins are just bigger than the losses. That's the normal standard. Sold the runners at 190 cents for like 150% plus profit return. You guys get it. It's just fucking winning, right? And then after that, I did 654 calls. I brought a lot of awareness how these weren't going to be the best trades. I brought a lot of awareness, the power hour YOLOs. I brought a lot of awareness of the most I'm going to risk is 30% of my gains. I've noticed that like some people were very like emotional and degenerate once I started having a loss. They seemed to like lost their shit and assumed I had no idea what I was doing when I was already green as fuck on the day and walking away green as fuck regardless of what the outcome is. If anything, the outcome was I gave back a small portion of my gains, and I just noticed of like how there's just a bunch of emotional fucking degenerate people in this niche who are losing money. And at the end of the day, we cannot save these people. You're either built for it or not. If you're emotional degenerate fucking gambler, I would tell you to just go to fucking just do something where you can go gamble. Stop using a tool that's not meant for gambling because you can actually be successful in the market by not gambling, by trading our systems. Just if you guys want to gamble and be emotional, go to something where that's what it is. The stock market, that's not what it is. Could it be that? Oh, absolutely. You can turn it into that. You can turn anything into whatever the fuck you want it to. It's all gonna reveal, it's all gonna expose. But yeah, just understand that. That losing's a choice. If you're gonna be a degenerate and gamble and be emotional, just go somewhere else. The market's not for you. Go watch something else, go do something else, go blow money elsewhere. There's other things to do. There's other ways to be a degenerate. I genuinely don't understand why someone would want to gamble or be a degenerate in the stock market. Like, you can just go be a degenerate in real life and just go blow money and have fun doing fuck all. You don't have to waste it into the market where it's never going to give you anything back if you're consistently losing money and being a degenerate and being emotional, right? At least spend the money on like life experience, and like invest into yourself, have fun. Like there's levels to this shit, man. Like people's just genuinely degenerate. Some people would rather they just blow money on dumb shit that gets them nothing back, where they can blow it on fucking experiences and also invest into themselves and have at least have fucking fun and be a degenerate if they want to be a degenerate that way. But anyways, man, we did have a loss after that massive wins. I already had 2 wins on the days on calls. Then I did a live stream. The trade was perfect. It went up 150%. We crushed it. Then I entered a trade on calls, scaling my position down on the power hour YOLOs. Most I get back is 30% gains on all the trades that I make. This went to zero, didn't work out. And then in terms of this one, I was in at 72 cents, had one more, sold it at 54 cents, right? So losing is a personal choice. When you start off with a nice green trade and then you have 2 losses after that with a 33% win rate on those 3 trades, you should be green as fuck. The big win came first. When a nice win comes first, the most you risk is like 30% of your gains. Like I know for some people this is like very hard to understand because for whatever reason, in terms of the niche I'm in, it feels like a lot of people are just degenerates and they have no fucking idea of what the fuck they're doing. It also just feels like a lot of people are just gambling or very, very emotional. But then the people who do get it and who are built for it, they're very smart and they're very like high level, deeply intelligent people. Um, you know, so like I said, if you're up $100, you risk $50, which means you make one more trade if you don't walk away and you do one contract, and that's it. If you didn't make profit, you're done for the day. Now you have to walk away because that's all you fucking made, and that's all you made. It is what it is. You're not gonna risk another 50 and go red because you're not a fucking degenerate, right? I saw someone in the chat last week. They made $100 every single day, Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, they lost $500. And I'm sitting here saying, dude, who the fuck goes to work Monday through Thursday, makes a calculated salary, and then on Friday, they blow everything they fucking made before the weekend? Like, what kind of fucking level of being a degenerate where you're putting in all of your work, all of your time to do something as meaningless, to trade charts in numbers on a fucking screen, right? Meaningless fucking numbers on a fucking screen. When you guys get rich as fuck, you'll see. Like, you see through the illusion, you see through, like, dude, this is like, it just gets easier to make more money. And you also see, like, this is just so fucking meaningless. Like there's what better am I gonna buy in terms of like how I trade, what I do? Like I'm not gonna go blow fucking trading profits on stupid fucking dumb shit. That's not who I fucking am. Like trading provides a good life and it provides stability. I'm not gonna use trading to provide a fucking degenerate fucking lifestyle. Like it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Um, but what you guys need to understand is like if you're gonna show up for work every single day and make $100, and then the last day of the week you're gonna sit here and say, okay, I made $400. Let's risk 500. If it works out, I'll make two, three, four, 500. If it doesn't, I'll get back all my profits. What I would tell you to do is if that's your system, and the crazy part is they could have done the right thing Monday through Thursday. They could have done everything right. They trade the system, they stick with the system, they're consistent, they're profitable, they're doing everything right. And then one day they wake up and they say, you know what? I'm going to put $500 on black. And then red hits, and then they're a degenerate emotional gambler. But the other days they were completely fine. Some people can't handle success. They can't. When some people reach a certain level of success, all they do is give it back. They give it back. Some people don't even think they're deserving of keeping it. I see it happen all the time, man. But like, how much of a degenerate could you be to genuinely work towards something and then just throw it all away in a single fucking day? I just don't understand like the amount of fucking degenerate like people need to rewire their fucking shit. Like if you're gonna work hard and be green 4 days in a row, If you're gonna finish fucking red and you go green to red on the week, you're a fucking degenerate. There's nothing else to be said. You know what you can risk. You know how many trades you can make. You know the price of the contract, dude. The fuck. If you want to trade more, you have to make more money. You know, if you guys want to make more trades, you have to make more money. That's what I would tell you. The more money you make, the more money you can risk. The more money you make, the less money you can risk. It works both ways. When we make money starting off the day green, like we always tend to do, we risk less. We don't try to fucking make more and more. We risk less. We say, all right, we're going to risk less, hit some bigger wins. If they don't work out, well, when they do work out, they're going to be bigger than the fucking L's anyways. So maybe one day we get back some gains, and another day those gains that we get back are even more amplified or even bigger profits, you know, with the amount we chose to risk and the gains that we get back, even bigger fucking gains. It's all a time game, man. So look, don't be a degenerate. Losing's a choice. I want to see everybody green. I want to see everybody print. All I want to see is everyone green. And that's what I want to see. If you're red, I don't want to see people in here, dude. People's red, people's losing money. Go do something else. There's a million fucking things to do in this world. You ain't gonna find another thing on this fucking planet like trading. Trading is fucking special. It's free. It's carefree. You get to do whatever the fuck you want. You don't have a boss. You don't have anyone telling you what you can or can't do. Nobody has any power, any fucking control. You could do whatever the fuck you want. You know? Anything. You could teach people how you become successful when you start leveling up, bring your friends and family up with you, you know? You could level the fuck up like fucking crazy through trading. And it's a very personal thing, you know? Trading is personal. If you guys are hating on other people, you're a fucking degenerate. Like you really are. Like it's one of the lowest things you can do as a trader is to hate on other traders. It's pretty fucking low if you think about it. Trading is a very personal thing. And it's tough as shit to make it. It's even tougher to keep it. It's even tougher to stay here long term. Like it's not an easy fucking sport, you know? To be able to even participate on this, you'd have to be somewhat of what I would say mentally fucking insane. You really would have to have been through some shit and be a little bit fucking insane to stay around for trading because this is one of the most craziest insane things that anyone could fucking do in their life. There's nothing like fucking trading. This shit is fucking insane. To rely solely on trading, it's the most insane thing you could fucking do. That's why when every trader starts making some money, they all start creating businesses, you know? Whether that's investing into someone else's business, whether that's starting their own venture. Some people like to turn their passion into profits and then build trading business, which makes sense because it's one of their best skill sets, right? Um, Investments, venture capital investments, stuff like that. There's so much to do. But it all starts with trading, you know? And maybe for some people it starts with business, it starts with something else, and then they start trading with that avenue as well. But the point is, trading provides you a skill set where you can make a fuck ton of money in short periods of times, and there's nothing to like fucking stress or fucking worry about. You know, like this shit is just unlimited fucking winning, unlimited fucking printing 24 fucking 7. 30-minute chart, just flip bearish as fuck. We'll see how that reacts. But regardless, it should bounce first to our levels. And if shit hits the fan and we do go below 650, like I said, it's gonna fall off a fucking cliff, right? So for those of you who want to join our group, you gain access to our trades, our analysis, our real-time zero-day options trade alert system. So I showed you my trades and all the fucking success we had. In terms of G-Roar, he's coming back strong, absolutely fucking killing and fucking crushing it. So as you can see, Monday, you know, you get access to key levels, multiple perspectives, where to go short, where to avoid trading, where to go long, right? Game plans written out. Plug into your Thinkorswim charts, risk management 101, right? Add to winners, set profit stops, don't go green to red. Don't risk more than you made. If you made $500, the most you risk is like $200, and then you decide how you want to divide that $200 up. Do you want to make 4 trades with 1 contract each, or do you want to make 2 trades with 2 contracts each, right? Losing's a fucking choice. The more profit you make, the more you can trade. The more you can trade, the less you can put into the trades, right? And you can walk away at any fucking time, you know? So 665 calls for 46 cents. shit went to 67 cents, 6, 7, you know, that's a win. When you win, losing's a choice. 650 SPY puts for 48 cents, add to the winners, 90 cents. That's a win. 100% there, 50% before. Add to the wins, double the gains, guys. Wake the fuck up, man. We have the best real-time zero-day options trade alert system on the fucking planet. Nobody has any fucking thing like this on the fucking planet. It does not fucking exist. This amount of winning, this amount of consistency is not fucking normal. You guys need to print. You need to wake the fuck up and start fucking printing 24 fucking 7. 6585 puts for 100 cents. Look, we don't just do calls, we have puts too. Here's your puts, you know? For the people who don't like us for fucking buying calls nonstop, well, look, we got puts too. What are they gonna say then? They make money going long, they make money going short. They win the vast majority of the time. The most they risk is what they put into their trades. You know, their max risk per trade. If a trade expires worthless and goes to zero, the most we lose is that. On our wins, we add to winners, it doubles to triple the gains. We set profit stops, and the most you can make on the wins is unlimited. You can make thousands of percents of fucking returns. Every single week, we're having 1,000% wins. Every single day, we're having multiple 100% profit returns. The wins are always bigger than the fucking L's. And dude, you guys need to understand, usually the L's are coming after the wins. We win big first, and then if an L comes, we scale our position size down, and the most we risk is 30% of our profit, dude. Usually, when we're having L's, it's after we already won. So, was it really an L? If I'm giving back 20% of my gains, does it really matter when one of those times I give that back, it's going to be 1,000% win? And then all those L sessions afterwards have now all turned green. Our system requires time and some money in the market. If you don't have time, if you don't have money, I tell you to get the fuck out of the market. You're gonna lose it all. You're gonna lose everything. You know, and the truth is, if you have a small account, let me tell you something. You have nothing to lose anyways. I think that's why a lot of people start with small accounts and just trade with small accounts in general because they realize, dude, I want to trade. I have nothing to lose anyways. This money means nothing. It's not like it's a lot of motherfucking money. It's just a small account. You know, best case scenario, they flip it into something big. Worst case scenario, they had nothing anyways. What did they have? A couple days of life. Life goes on regardless. You know, think about that. Life goes on regardless. You could sit here and barely make ends meet and have a couple days to live, but life goes on regardless. If you don't take risk, life throws some shit your way, and then you just give the money that you would have risked anyways into that shit to just carry on into a fucking life that's just like, if people struggle, they struggle. You know, it takes time to fucking level up. It's not fucking easy, man. Nowadays, it's just getting harder and harder. For a lot of people, you know. Look at my fucking generation. What fucking opportunities do they have? They have to make everything for them fucking selves. They really do. They have to create their own businesses. They have to create their own fucking worlds. They can't rely on anything or anyone fucking else. They have to build all their shit from the ground up. And, you know, they could attempt to get connections and they could attempt to get other people to invest into their mission with them and all that. But they have to do every fucking thing, you know? No job out there nowadays. I mean, you can go to school, whatever the fuck, people aren't paying to live a reasonable life. Nobody's paying that. My generation, literally to get a fucking house and live a normal life, they have to create that shit for them fucking selves if that's what they want. You know? They can't sit here and work for someone else because they know if they work for someone else, they ain't gonna get paid fucking shit. And they might have to go to, and they might go to school for a very long time and realize that lesson and now they're in fucking debt. Like, dude, it's a different world, guys. Like, you need to wake the fuck up and understand it's getting tougher and tougher. You need to have skill sets. You need to have the right community around you. You need to have the right connections, you know? But at the end of the day, you can have fucking connections, environments, know the right people, but dude, if you guys don't have a skill set that's built off of fucking you, what do you really have? A bunch of people fucking controlling you? Like most people don't have shit. You can have the best connections in the world, but if you don't have a skill set that you can rely on, if shit ever hits the fan or like, you know, of just some shit that you rely on and you don't need other people around you to fucking like get your shit and make your money, then fuck, like, what do you really have? Like, man, it's a different world, guys. and the dating scene is just non-fucking existent. Like, nobody wants to be in relationships or any of that fucking bullshit. Everyone wants to focus on themselves, level up, meet a couple good people, level up, alongside them too, and just make a fuck ton of money. Like, that's literally what this shit, like, you're either struggling or winning. There's no in between. You're either extremely down bad or you're extremely up. It would be very unusual for someone to be in the middle in terms of where the world is right now. It really would be unusual for someone to be sitting in the middle. So 6585 SPX puts for 100 cents a contract. Shit went up to 420 cents, went up fucking 400% profit returns. Look at the gains, man. Like, guys, wake the fuck up. Look, the most you can lose is 100%, right? The most you can make, look, infinity. Like, look at this. You can buy something that's worthless, right? Oh, I have no money. Oh, it's worthless. Oh, all of a sudden, look, oh, fuck. Oh, what's that? Oh, fucking $5 to fucking $540. Wake the fuck up. Like, dude, get fucking rich, man. Look at these plays, man. Look at these fucking plays. Look at this shit. 6585 puts, 100 cents, fucking 160 cents. Fucking, you guys get it. 3 for 300% success rate. That was Monday. Look at today's trades. Look, 400 Tesla calls for 49 cents. Shit popped off to 6.7, dude. 6595 SPX calls for 280 cents. Shit popped off to 660 cents. Another massive win on calls. 6560 SPX puts for 200 cents. So when I started having small losses on calls, risking 30% of my profits, G-Roar stepped in and called the best trades on puts. Losing the choice, dude. The wins are always bigger than the L's. They're always bigger than the fucking L's. Always. People stay around, they'll see. They're always bigger than the fucking L's. 6560 SPX puts for 200 cents, up 300 fucking percent. Like, dude, wake the fuck up, guys. It's unlimited gains. 6555 SPX puts for 125 cents. Add to the winners, 400 cents. It was just like Monday, just unlimited winning, unlimited fucking printing. 4 for 4, 100% success rate, right? So that is what we call absolute spectacular scholar work. You know, that's peak. That is fucking amazing results. The bounce back is stronger than fucking ever. So you guys need to get with this shit if you want to fucking print. If you want to get access to the best real-time zero-day option trader system on the planet, I would tell you to join our group and gain access to our secure, private, organized community where you're going to see we got the best zero-day traders inside of our community, man. We got great analysis, great commentary. We got an amazing team, amazing group. A fuck ton of traders who've been with us now for years and years and years, same bases. And you're gonna see, man, people love the group, people love the community, people stay, and it's fucking amazing, Lots of analysis, lots of levels, lots of news, lots of commentary. There's a lot going on, and in terms of what a lot going on means, a lot of fucking winning. I can assure you that there's a lot of fucking winning in the fucking group. There really is. There's a fuck ton of winning. Look at this, 320% gains, risking $200 to make 8 fucking 50 back. Like, the gains aren't normal, man. $5,000 in profits, Like, that's what I say. Like, I look at life and there's just nobody in between. It's either people are winning or they're losing, It's very hard to find people in between. Like, I look on my live stream, I see, oh wow, someone made nearly $4,000. And then I look again and I say, oh, this guy's hating. Oh, this guy's saying he's losing money. Oh, this guy's bitching, whining, complaining. Oh, this guy's talking shit. And then I look at the other side and I say, oh wow, $2,000, $5,000. So in my experience, what I tell you is, if you guys figure yourself out and you figure your life out and you figure your shit out, what I would tell you is, this that you see right here, this is a choice. Having big spikes in your life and going up, it's all a choice. That's what I would tell people. If people want to stay bitter, if people want to hate, if people want to lose, then by all means, stay a loser. That's your choice, man. If you guys want to watch the winners at the top for the rest of your life, by all means, fucking hate and do whatever the fuck you people do. Like, I can't relate. I don't know. I could give two shits. Like, I really could. Like, It's some people in this world are just sealed and untouchable. They don't give a shit. Like people do what they do. It's just a reflection of them. If people hate me and they're losing money, they're just projecting themselves onto me because we're successful and we're making money and we have a lot of people who are making money. So losing's a choice, you know? A lot of people in my life, they just projected themselves onto me, and I'm sitting here saying, you know, well, that's all personal use, nothing to fucking do with me. I'm just mirroring, like, you're just projecting fucking your shit onto me, you know. You're looking at me like a mirror, like a reflection. You know, people are holding you accountable to, like, yeah, we're actually winning, we're actually fucking printing, you're still fucking red, you're still losing money, you should fix your shit. And then people project onto me like I'm fucking them. Like, no, that's you. That's all you. I can't relate. Like, all I can relate to is winning. That's it. So you know, real-time zero-day options trade alert system. You guys gain access to the best trades to ever exist within the market. We trade far out of the money zero-day options. We're known for selling them deep in the money for the biggest percentage gains. We have the highest win rate in the game doing this. Not that we need it. We can be successful with a win rate as low as 30%. Every single week, there's 1 to 2 trades where we make 1,000% returns, and we sell our trades deep in the money. We add to our winners. We do not add to losers. We set profit stops after adding to winners to ensure that we don't go green to red after adding more into the position size. Sometimes the trades go straight up and we move the profit stops up higher and get profit stopped out at the higher price, not at the original price, meaning we're not giving back gains, especially after we add it to the winners. Um, and then sometimes we just get quickly profit stopped out, but we add it to the winners, so it increased the gains anyways. Losing is a fucking choice. If you're red, I would tell you, look, if anybody flips red in the group this week, I would strongly recommend to leave the group, you know, because like we're not interested in being around incompetent, degenerate people who don't listen. We're not interested in being around people who flip green to red. We're looking for serious traders who understand, like, you know, the zero day options. It is known for being a little bit degenerate. It is known for being a little bit toxic. It is known for, you know, having that reputation maybe for some people of like, oh, these are just degenerate gamblers. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Oh, it's just luck. Oh, see, he had 1 win and then he had 3 losses after. But do you fucking degenerates understand that 1 win is big enough to walk away? So we risk 30% of our profits divided into the rest of the trades we make. And then if it doesn't work out, we get back 30%. If it does work out, and when it does, we make a fuck ton more. So it's like, it really doesn't fucking matter, dude. If you're up a grand and you finish up $700, was there really a life-changing difference? What was the life-changing difference? With $700, you can have a nice place to live. You can eat nice food. What was the fucking difference? What is the $300 extra going to get you? Is it not worth taking the risk to make another 1,000? I think it's worth taking it because in the end, it's always gonna play out anyways, right? I take the risk, it pays off long term. If you've no fucking money, don't take the risk for the fucking short term, dude. Play it safe, keep your fucking gains. The fuck, you know? An extra $300 a day isn't gonna change my fucking life. What is it gonna do? What's it gonna do to my life? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm gonna keep my $300 and buy me a new pair of fucking sneakers. Guys, look at my cool sneakers. Like, I wear the same fucking shoes every single day because that's what I like and enjoy to do. I don't like having a million fucking pairs of fucking sneakers. Like, guys, wake the fuck up. What am I gonna do? Buy more food? Like, I'm limited to the amount of food I can eat. I can't sit here and eat 10,000 calories a day. You know, like I'm limited to the amount of food I can put into my body. At some point, I have to stop eating and like take a fucking shit. Like, guys, wake the fuck up and turn your fucking brains on and start fucking printing and start fucking winning. Like, for reals. It's 2026. If you guys are red, just get the fuck out of the group. It's just not for fucking you, man. It's just if you guys are consistently losing money, if you're consistently red, get the fuck off the channel, get the fuck off the group. Like, it is what it is, man. I want to see everyone winning. And I understand winning is genuinely not for everyone. Some people think they want to win, and once they start winning, they realize, dude, they can't even fucking handle the fucking success. They might even feel like they don't fucking deserve the shit. Like, not some people don't even have the capacity to keep their level of fucking winning. It's true. They hit a level and that's it. That's their peak, and then they come back down and then they try to hit the level again. But they could just never fucking stay there. It takes time to figure this shit out. You know, everyone's at different fucking levels. So, anyways, I'm signing the fuck off. If you want to win, click the first link. You'll fucking print.